Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today is my 1-year shop anniversary. According to my records, I opened my Etsy shop on this day last year, November the 10th, and that's when I posted my shop video, and that's also when I got my first sales. And so as far as I'm concerned, according to my records, November the 10th is my 1-year shop anniversary. Today, you guys, we are going to be talking about income, expenses, taxes. We're going to be getting down to the nitty-gritty, because when I was starting my brainstorming process and my exploration process and trying to get information regarding what having an Etsy shop actually looks like, I was very limited in the information that I could find, and that's particularly, I'm assuming, because a lot of what I'm about to share today and a lot of the information that I was actually looking for has a lot to do with numbers and amounts and money, and that's not a topic that everybody is really comfortable with talking about. Now, I don't particularly care too much, obviously, so that is why I feel like it is my duty to kind of share this with you guys. And also, I know I can share what I want to share and not share what I don't want to share, and I do that every day of my life. I choose to, either share some information or to not share some information. But this information, because of the nature of it, because it could be really helpful to people, because I wish I had at least even a bit of this information that I'm going to share today, I'm going to share this information today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into the video. Okay, so to me, it makes a lot of sense to talk about incoming, and then we will talk about the outgoing, and then I will share just some little bits and tricks and tips and stuff that I learned, particularly from the business side of it, because to be honest, I don't really think that I don't think much else matters outside of the actual business aspect of it. So let's go ahead and talk about incoming first. Okay, so regarding sales, Etsy sales in particular, I have brought in $29,885.57. I have actually made a few sales outside of Etsy where I was paid either from Cash App or PayPal or just cash, and that total was $79.50, bringing our grand total for the actual incoming to $29,965.09. So that has been everything that has came to me. Now, we're gonna break this down. We're gonna break this down from fees and taxes and expenses and whatever, and I'm gonna share with you guys my actual profit, which is going to be much less than the number that I just gave you. And honestly, if you budget and account for different expenses and things and play your cards right, I think that you too will be able to make a decent profit, but you have to understand that that number that I just gave you is just from the actual sales and what has actually came to either my pocket or my actual Etsy account. Now, this is when I feel like we need to talk about the expenses, and we're going to go ahead and start with, let's start with the actual expenses that I had to actually run the shop. So I'm talking my actual things that I needed to create the product that I was selling, or the products that I was selling, aka my stickers. So that includes copy paper, sticker paper, mailers, cellophane bags, my printers, my silhouette machine. I have 2 printers and 1 silhouette machine. I'm talking ink, my mats, my blades, my slice tool or my paper trimmer, those types of things. I am sitting at about $6,000. So off the top, we have to knock off what it actually took to actually produce the products and to run the shop. So if you subtract $6,000 from the $29,965.09, then we get $23,965.09. And if you do the math for the $6,000, That's about $500 a month. So for the last 12 months, I have spent about $500 a month, and I actually set a limit for how much I spend for my Etsy shop. To me, having a bunch of machines doesn't make any sense. To me, having a bunch of printers doesn't make any sense. So it was important to me to kind of keep my overhead low. And in doing so, I set a budget. Some months I may have exceeded the 500 by a little bit, but for the most part, I stayed anywhere between like $350 and $650, which, you know, I would say the average of how much I spent each month over the last 12 months is about $500, bringing the grand total to about $6,000. Now, moving on to basically what has to filter through Etsy. So the first thing that we need to talk about is the listing fee. So it actually costs money, typically cents, typically 20 cents, to actually list something on Etsy. And every time a transaction takes place, you have to pay a listing fee, because when someone purchases something, you know, through your listing or purchases one of your listings, you have to pay that listing fee. So for me, going off of, and the number that I'm going to give you is us going off of the number, the money that filtered through Etsy, not any of the outside sales, not the $79.52, because that was like me typically like giving the person their item, so I didn't have to pay a listing fee or whatever. That's like an outside sale. You know, my coworker bought something once and I just delivered it to her. My friends, you know, have purchased some things and I just delivered those items to them. So we're gonna go off of the $29,885.57. So of that amount, $719.60 has gone to listing fees. Next, we have shipping fees, which you have to pay a fee for the shipping, and you also have to buy the shipping label. I charge my shipping fees up front, and then from that shipping fee, I pay from it's basically the shipping fee that the customers pay, which is $350. I then pay the shipping fee to Etsy, and then I also ship the item. So I buy the shipping label at home. So that's kind of how I do my thing. And so in total, to ship items through Etsy for the last 12 months, the last year, I have paid $4,277.69. So that is how much I've paid Etsy over the last year just to actually ship the items. Of course, you can go outsource and look for different platforms, or you can even have your own website like Shopify or something and sell your items over there, which is probably going to be more cheaper. But to me, I just prefer Etsy because seems pretty simple enough. So that is how much I actually paid for shipping fees, aka the shipping transaction fee and the shipping label. Moving on to the actual transaction fee, because there's a transaction fee as well. And the transaction fees, which we would subtract from the $29,885.57, is $1,560.29. So just for a transaction to take place on the Etsy platform, I have had to pay almost $1,600. So if you subtract the listing fees, shipping label fees, and the transaction fees, we are at a whopping $17,407.51, which means that we actually cut that original number, the almost $30,000. We've actually cut that in about half. So let's keep going though. Of course, we have to pay the feds and the state. Traditionally, business owners are taxed at a higher rate, and normally CPAs and accountants and tax professionals will encourage business owners to set aside or to save about 35%, and that would cover, you know, state taxes and fed taxes. Typically, every situation is going to be different, but traditionally that's pretty much around the number. I would say maybe they say 25% to 35%, but to be on the safe side, of course, we have to factor in the highest number, so 35%. So if you subtract 35% from $17,407.51, we get $11,314.88. So that gives us about a $12,000 actual profit. So we're left with almost $12,000, which would be about $1,000 a month. So for me, I put in probably about 10 hours or more each week filling orders, so about 40 hours a month, aka the equivalent of 1 week at a full-time job, and I am earning about $1,000 a month. So to me, it makes perfect sense to continue to do Etsy. You have to decide for yourself, of course, if it makes sense for you, but that's pretty much what you can expect. So a lot of you guys have been interested in my struggles and like something that I've struggled with regarding my Etsy shop, and honestly, I have not struggled at all. If I did struggle, it was for something simple like my printer messing up. That might sound like the end of the world to some, but it's really not. It's just a matter of going and getting a new printer. So that was probably my biggest struggle, and I would consider that to be pretty minute. I really haven't had much of a struggle. Some months my income is high, some months my income is low, but it's all side hustle income, and my livelihood is not dependent on any of it. So therefore I have little to no struggles, or I don't really see anything as a struggle. Even if I had 0 sales 1 month or no sales 1 month, I would be obviously really sad to not have any sales, but in the grand scheme of things, it wouldn't be that detrimental. However, if my livelihood was dependent on Etsy, I can tell you that probably a lot of the things that I experienced, a lot of the struggles would seem like would be pretty catastrophic if, you know, my eating was dependent on my Etsy income. If I didn't have a full-time job essentially, or if my husband didn't have a full-time job and we were just trying to do Etsy, all of said struggles would probably be pretty catastrophic. They're just not really struggles to me, because at the end of the day, I'm doing something that I really love to do. I make stickers for myself, so I opened up a shop so that I could sell the stickers to other people and have other people purchase them if they were interested, and that has been the case. So if people buy, I'm super grateful and super happy about it. It makes me really, 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 really excited and pleased that people come back and purchase every single month. So shout out to you guys. You know who you are, all of you with the stars beside of your name, my star students, I guess you could say. But I just think it would just go a little differently if my livelihood was dependent on Etsy. So that is why I can't really say that I've had any type of rough time, because like I said, the biggest issue was my printer messing up and me having to call and order another printer, because I think it was under the manufacturer's warranty anyway, but I did have a warranty on it anyway. So that is pretty much it for this video, you guys. I just wanted to share those numbers with you because I think that is of the utmost importance when trying to run an Etsy shop as an actual business, and making sure that the time that you are putting into the business is meaningful and worthwhile and worth your time. So make sure you're following me on Instagram, because I post questions and stuff over there all the time, and I talk about Instagram and my life as an Etsy shop owner over there all the time. Also, friendly reminder, I do Etsy coaching. I will have a link down in the description box, probably in the comment section as well, if you want to book. Keep in mind that I don't really have a lot of free time, but I try to update my scheduler on a monthly basis. If ever you want to schedule and none of the times available work for you, just email me at info@shaybudgets.com or message me on Instagram or something, and then we can figure out a time, and then I can just open up a time that we've agreed on specifically for you so that we can have the coaching session, because I want to be available, but I also am not available a whole lot because I got a lot going on over here. So that is it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.